Good morning, everyone. Who is there? Please let me know or inform me through message or in the comment section. You can make comment so that I can understand who are there. Uh, okay, very good morning to all of you. As the day is raining, so network will be an issue. Uh, so without wasting the time, I think I should start my class. Okay, if you have any network issue, then you can see it later on. Okay, today I shall be dealing with you. Actually, this class is for 6th semester honors as well as for 4th semester pass students. Those who have, uh, those who are actually in 6th semester honors, this section is from your 7th paper. That is the last section of 7th paper that you have Northeast literature, and from that part I will discuss one poem written by Alputet, or one of the most important writer of Northeast writings that you have in your syllabus, that is Shastlang Tripura's Donet Hukuisa. Okay, this poem I will be discussing with you today. And let me remind you once again that this class is for 6th semester honors and 4th semester pass. If others wanted to be with the class, then they are welcome. Okay, so Donet Hukotuisa is actually a poem written by Shastlang Tripura, and which was actually originally Koborok language. And we have in front of me and also with you, this poem comes to us in a translated form that is written by Shastlang Tripura, and he himself translated in English, so that the original theme of the poem and uh, what is Shastlang Tripura's motto of writing this poem. Now, as I said, that this is a translated form uh, that comes to us in an English version. Now, actually, Shastlang Tripura is trying to indicate his reminiscence that he once upon a time had in the bank of Hukutuisa. That thing he is actually trying to explain through this poem, and his experiences, his past days. Okay, Florence, this is for 6th semester honors as well as for 4th semester pass. Okay, for 6th semester students, you have 7 paper, and the last section there you have Northeast literature, Northeast English literature. That from that section, there you have a poem written by Shastlang Tripura, that is Donet Hukotuisa. Got it? Okay, as I said that this is a translated form uh, which Shaslang Tripura incorporated, and the original poem was written in Kokborok language. And Florence, you can understand the meaning of, probably if I'm not wrong, the what does the term really mean to us. Hukutuisa is in Kokborok language that Hukutuisa is a small stream or a small river. Okay, and our poet Shaslang Tripura had Jehovah is there. Good morning, Jehovah. Okay, so I'm saying that Hukutuisa itself is a small river according to Kokborok language. Fine. And our poet Shaslang Tripura had an immense connection with that river and the banks or the surroundings of that river. So that thing he is actually trying to indicate through this poem. And the reminiscence that he witnessed or experiences during his visit in the bank of Hukutuisa, that he is trying to indicate. Those who have already covered up this section, that will be a revise for them. And especially this is I'm taking for 4th semester pass, so that they can get it. Yes, Florence is there. Good morning, Shaptoshi. Fine. So is there anyone else who would like to join? I can't cover much. You should, Florence. Good morning, Jehovah. Okay. So okay, fine. So Donate Hokutuisa is originally a translated poem, translation of Kokborok language that comes to us in English version. And as I said that Donate Hokutuisa is a past reminiscence of our poet Shaslang Tripura, that he actually once upon a time used to spend his earlier days. And what are the experiences that he actually got from that small river or sides or the banks of Hukutuisa. He is trying to explain that experiences through this poem. And if whenever we try to read the poem, the first section indicates that the poet actually longs for that very much a place, uh, that he wants to go to that place once again. That is his longing. If you come across one of the poem that is included in class 12 syllabus, that is Lake Isle of Innisfree, you will clearly understand what does longing really mean to the poet. And in that very poem, W.B. Yeats actually said that Innisfree is actually a small island that is situated in Ireland, where once upon a time when the poet was used to be a child, he used to go there and enjoy the atmosphere surroundings of that Innisfree. And now the poet is uh, living in the city life, and he feels bored, so that he wanted to go to that island to actually enjoy that atmosphere once upon a time he had. So it's like that the land actually attracts him more, and he longs for that place once again. As like that Donat Hukutusa, Shaslang Tripura once upon a time had a visit over there, and this thing once again rememorizes his past moments, his experiences, so that he wants to go to that place once again. So that is the thing, and probably this is the subject matter of Donat Hukutusa. Now the first 2 or 3 stanzas actually indicates the experiences that he had in the bank of Hokutoisa, and the last stanza of the poem, or you can say the last quatrain of the poem, indicates uh, the reality of our life or every human beings and our works, and what should we do to make our life a pleasurable one. Fine. Now let me read out the poem, and then we will discuss line by line. Okay, fine. The first line started with like that: I have not met the Donet Hokotesa for a long time. Long time indicates that his deep longing for that place. Okay, it was a place, as I said, that Hokutosa itself is a small stream or river, and the poet is saying that I have not met the dawn at Hokutosa for a long time. So he said that I have not met the Hokutosa for a long time, which right now attracting me to go to that place once again. Every day when the sun climbs up one bamboo, I wake up. He said that when I was there, when the sun climbs upon the bamboo, I used to wake up and used to go to that place to enjoy the atmosphere of Hokutuisa. But right now I cannot do it because the present situation or the circumstances doesn't allow me to go to that place once again. So that is the reminiscence he actually trying to say by these lines. I have not met the dawn at Hokutuisa for a long time. Every day when the sun climbs up one bamboo, I woke up. Next stanza. Somewhere near the cliffy bank of Hokutoisa, a poor man cries all alone. Okay, these lines also indicates his deep longing for that place. What he said? Somewhere near the cliffy bank of Hokutoisa. Cliffy means the edge of the bank of Hokutoisa, or the side of that river. Okay, a poor man cries all alone. A poor man here indicates the poet himself. Okay, and probably Hokutoisa is the eternal witness of his longing, because when once upon a time he was there, he was enjoying the atmosphere, the surroundings of that river. Okay, so that uh, there only he and the river was uh, or had a close association with each other, but right now he cannot go to that place, and that is why he said that my longing, my pain, my sorrows can be understood by that river. Okay, Hokutoisa. And a poor man indicates the poet himself, that he right now he cannot go to that place, and that is why that I am crying, and this is witnessed by the river only, none other than. Okay, the dazzling crystals of his tearfall mingle with the following Hokutoisa, playing with the pebbles and stones. The stream flows in quest of the ocean. This stanza says that the dazzling crystal, dazzling means which is extremely clear. Okay, crystal, as you said, crystal means which is clearly visible. Okay, of his tearful. Tearful mingle with the following Hokutoisa. It means that my tearful, the poet's pain, is equal to the tearful of his eyes. That is flowing as like the water of the river. Okay, that mingles with the Hokutoisa, playing with the pebbles and stones. That plays with the pebbles and stones. And the destiny of that river is that the stream flows in quest of the ocean. Uh, in that this line actually indicates the destiny of a river. Say for example, if you see that each and every river probably comes out from the sides of big mountains. Okay, and the destiny of the river is that it has to meet, and it still flows to mingle with the big oceans, and this is the destiny of the river. So it's like that this stream is also flowing our Hokutusa, the small river is also flowing, playing with the pebbles and stones in quest of the ocean. So that is the destiny of the ocean. Okay. Next stanza. Next stanza is very much symbolic one. What the poet is trying to say is that walking in the thick mist along the banks of Hokutosa in search of my poem, I have a rendezvous. Walking in the thick mist means the atmosphere is a foggy one along the banks of Hokutosa. The entire atmosphere of Hokutosa is covered with the mist. Okay. So in search of my poem, I have a rendezvous. In search of my poem is indicates that he is in search of his vision. The poet is in searching of his vision. I have a rendezvous. When that vision comes to my mind, I always try to mingle with that atmosphere. But the situation that he adapted right now, it doesn't allow him to mingle with that situation. That is the scenario. Okay, so with that, first stanza is completed. Last stanza is actually trying to, or the poet is trying to indicate the harsh reality of each and everyone's life. What is that? Then I see the birds of the jungle leaving their nests and picking for food grains. All men and women, poor and destitute, moving out in search of living. Here the poet is trying to indicate or explain the activities of the birds. What is the activity? I see the birds of the jungle leaving their nests and picking for food grains. It is the duty of birds, na? Each and every day it comes out from its nests in search of food. Otherwise, it cannot survive. Similarly, as like man and woman, poor and destitute, the poet is saying that it is the duty of each and every person to move out from their home in search of food. Otherwise, they cannot survive. If I say that each and every day I will remain close myself inside my home and nothing is required for me like foods and the other requirements that each and every person actually wants, if I say that say like that, then it won't be uh, possible for me to say that I can live for a long time. So this is the harsh reality that the poet is trying to say, that as like the birds coming out from their nests for picking food grains, men and women still, and poor and destitute people also moving out in search of a living. In search of living means in search of uh, foods and the necessary requirements that each and every person wants. Okay, so last stanza is actually giving the message of the poem. Fine. uh, from the first section you will see that he is longing for and the last stanza indicates that present circumstances doesn't allow him to go to that place once again. Okay. So this stanza, last stanza, is actually the saying the message of the poem. Okay. So now uh, when I started, I said, or I actually referred to you about Lake Azul of Inspire. Whenever you try to write Donet Hokutoisa or the questions that will come to your exam, you can try to give references from Lake Azul of Inspire also, or there you have also one another poem like Tintern Abbey, written by William Wordsworth, and who is actually high priest of nature. Okay, you can add as a reference from that Tintin Abbey also, because in that very poem Wordsworth actually tried to indicate or explain his deep longing for that place Tintin Abbey, where he had a visit with his sister Dorothy once upon a time. Okay, and there was a river called Wye, and that river also attracted him to go to that place once again and again. So similarly like that, whenever you try to write something, either it is poem or a prose fiction or a novel or anything else. You can add others references from other section. Okay, like mm, if you want to give references to Done Hokutusa, you can refer Tintin Abbey, and then you can add lines. Sorry, that is Lake Isle of Innisfree as a reference to this poem, because whatever Shaslang Tripura uh, had experienced uh, during his visit to Hokutusa, same as we have seen in Lake Isle of Innisfree also. Okay, where W.B. Yeats had a immense connection to the land of Innisfree, which he had a visit during his early childhood. These references we also find in Tintin Abbey, written by William Wordsworth, one of the most important poem in Wordsworth's poetic career, you can say, that was published in Lyrical Ballad, which was a joint composition of William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. In that very manifesto of romantic literature, William Wordsworth in that Tintin Abbey trying to explain the similar thing, his longing for that place Tintin Abbey, and uh, the parts that he enjoyed or experiences during his visit to V River, that he also trying to indicate or incorporate in his poem or through his poem, like Tintin Abbey. So you can see that similar things we can found in Shaslang Tripura's Done Hokutusa also. Okay, fine. After this one, I will give you the poem in that Facebook section. So in that very poem, you can make a critical appreciation of that poem, try to find out the theme of the poem, and whatever his motto of writing this poem, actually you can uh, make or arrange a note on that, so that you can write whatever question comes to your exam. And please, uh, if you are going to attempt this section or poem, please do try to add some lines from that from the poem, so that the examiner who will examine your answer script, they can understand that you have at least read the poem, and you are familiar with the lines that you uh, are going to uh, add in your answer script. So these things are very much important. And this poem is not very much a typical sort of one, and the writer has not used any kind of bombastic words so that you cannot understand, as like Shakespeare. Whenever you try to read Shakespeare's dramas, like Macbeth, King Lear, and other works of Shakespeare, you will get to know that paraphrases are required. Very much importance is given to paraphrases, so that you can understand Shakespearean words and his emotions, hence what he actually trying to say through the lines is. Okay, uh, so this poem is very much simple. Simple words are being used by Shaslang Tripura, so you can clearly understand it whenever you try to read this one. So I hope I could help you, and it was helpful for you. In the next class, I will try to uh, deal with you one another topic, so that you can get it by living inside your home. Okay, thank you for your presence, and please, whenever you try to see these videos, not only for my videos, if you see, you won't give us note. If you want notes, then ask me what are the sections that you are required. I shall give you surely. Okay, and please do give a like, so that I can understand that your presence was there. And please try to view not only my videos, please do watch others videos and give a like or a comment, so that we can inform the authorities that our students are attending our classes, and there these things will be a digital attendance for you all. Okay. And Florence, if you want notes, you can tell us. Okay, I will give you. Fine. Till then, bye. Stay home, stay safe, and please do read. Okay, it doesn't mean that if the exam doesn't occur, that I should not read. Do not do this. Okay, read. Whatever the things you are going to learn, it will remain with you lifelong. Okay, thank you. Till then, bye.